Hey, welcome to Skunkworks. Alright, so you got water hose, you got water, and you got the wall. What happens when you get water damage? See that? See that? Oh, this. Whoa, look at that. Do you want to see how I fix it? Do you own a home? You want to take care of your home? Huh? See? Do you want to see how you fix this without paying somebody thousands and hundreds of dollars? You see? Right here. Moisture gets in there and pushes it out. So if you want to see, subscribe to Skunkworks. You don't have to be a professional to fix your own home and spend thousands of dollars. Take a look how.
Here with Southern California Painter. Right now I'm going to show you how to patch slash float this stucco wall. So the way that we're going to achieve that really is that we need to float this all flat first before matching the texture, which is going to be this dash finish that you can call it. It's basically imitating what the interior knockdown would be using drywall mud and things like that. So I'm going to basically run you through the whole process. That's going to be from mixing the stucco here, showing you the consistency that we want. I will show you some of the tools that we're going to use and show you how to kind of do the whole process from start to finish, from floating and then adding the texture. So right now we're just going to dive into mixing the stucco and just get the process rocking for you guys. Alright guys, so right now we're going to mix our stucco, okay? And you don't necessarily want to fill this whole thing up.
Alright, take a look at the way the professionals do it. Look at the way he's dressed and check out his arm. You know how you're a professional, he has to have tattoos, okay? That's the number one rule. If you're going to repair it yourself, you're going to have to get tattoos. You can see he put in Portland cement in there. A third of it was flying in the air. Then he has the stucco bag right there. So, you got to know what you're doing. And, if you do it wrong, you lost a lot of product. So, just take a look how other people do it.
Video, we're going to show you how to do a stucco patch. I've got a stucco house here, and we've got some damage to the stucco because of water running down the side of it because of it being improperly flashed on the roof. So stay tuned for this video while we teach you how to do a stucco patch.
You see the tattoo on his arms? That's what you got to do if you want to hire a professional, or if you want to do it yourself, you got to get tattoo.
On the house, then we're going to prime it with a primer, and then we're going to be painting it with an elastomeric coating. So here we go. Stucco right here. There's the flashing on the roof is not flashed properly, so the water's running down the side of the house, getting behind the stucco and causing the vinyl color coat to bubble off, and we're scraping it all off. We're going to touch it up with our stucco patch, and then we'll be painting this whole house. We'll be painting the stucco, and then we'll be reflashing it up there where it's running down the side of the house so it doesn't do it anymore. Come on, make it look good, Fred. Scrub like you mean it. You know how it would come out, and see if people, if they like it or not like it, and make a good comments on it. Just using pre-mixed stucco patch to work on this stucco patch. Got a couple 4-inch, 3-inch spackle knives, and we're using a hawk and a 14-inch trowel.
Alright, there's that tattoo on his arm. Hope you saw that. Take a look at the job he's doing here What do you think? You know, he's got all the tools. He's a professional. And what kind of workmanship do you see there? Is it acceptable to your standard? I don't know. Let me know. Hey, welcome to the Skunkworks. It's hot out here, so alright, we're gonna repair the wall over here. You see, we got water built up moisture. Okay, so there's many ways of repairing. You could do the cement and stucco, but it all depends on your wall, what you have. Alright, so right here, what I have here is a Texaco. It's like a rubber paint. So this is different. So what we're gonna do is water got in between the rubber paint and blister out like this. So what we're gonna do is scrape it off. So let's take a look at our tools here. We got some spatulas. We're gonna try to use whatever works, and we're gonna find first a little hole. So there's one here. See right there. You see that? And we're just gonna scrape it out. Now, let's see here. See that? And then, oh, right here. You can see how the cement or something underneath it got water in there. Okay, you get a zoom in shot here. Oh crap, look, no tattoos on my arm. I must not be a professional. We got this. I don't know what this is. Huh. We have to use the hammer. Okay. Okay, and let me take a look over here. Oh, here. Oh, yeah, it has a lot. Okay, those are surprising to me. Okay, now I'm going to get this part here. What's this? This is the big one. Oh, my goodness. God, this one. Yeah. See that? This is the rubber paint, textile paint. So, oh man. Man, this don't want to go too much. Okay, yeah, I have to come over here. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do. It's harder. Okay, now we have to blow that off. This is how the professionals do it.
Scrub like you mean it.
Let's see how I do it. He's scrubbing like he's mean it. Okay, so we use our blower. We're gonna blow all that loose sand. All right, take a look at it. See right there? You have to make sure you get all the dust out. This one's a big patch. So we're gonna have to try to get underneath that thing so it's the joint. Alright, so what we're gonna use? We're gonna use this stuff. 970H series. Texture bonding. Okay, so this paint is a primer. It has the texture. You see all these little sand dots? It should have it already in there. So we're gonna use our key to open the can. I'm gonna use a paintbrush. All right, so let's go to the next step. Okay, so we're gonna mix it up. Okay, so mix it up good. All right, so I already got it nice and clean there. Let's get a brush. Okay, so it should be good to try. Just get any kind of loose sand out. Can't believe that. Okay. Alright, so do you see that? Alright, so let's open this up and put it on a good surface so it doesn't fall. Now this is not the color of the house, this is a primer, okay? So it should be white. Yep, and it is. See that? See the texture? So you see that, how it's going to match? Okay, that looks good. Alright, so let's try and get here. Now we can put this 2 ways. Let me try over here. Oh yeah, that feels good. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the texture. Zoom in there. Do you see how it matches already the texture of the house? You see that? And this is a primer. Okay, so we know this is gonna work good. And again, this is a almost like a rubbery substance. So it's like a rubber band. It will expand and contract with the sun, the heat. Okay, look at this. Push it in there, almost like if you're doing the concrete, you want to really shove it in there. Oh my goodness, look at that. And then we just feather it out. You can see here how it's a little bit low. And all we need to do is build it up and put in a little bit more. See that? Oh my goodness. This is some good stuff. See that? We just gotta build up the layers. That is perfect. And then once we paint it to the same color, this thing is perfect. And now look at, you don't have to be a professional. You know, to do something like this will cost you thousands of dollars. Here, give me a recorder here. You can see how I'm sweating like crazy, but you see how we're saving thousands of dollars in labor costs for somebody who has skill to do this. And you don't have to be skillful. You just have to buy the right product, what's available out there. And that's what the problem is. You guys don't know what's available. If you didn't know about this product, you would use stucco cement, stucco patch, and do it the traditional way. Mix the powder in there and slap it in there with your trowel. Not this kind, but this would still do the same. You trowel it on there, and then you have to let it dry, and then you put a thin coat of Portland cement with sand. Lay it on there after it dries, like 24 hours. Lay it on there, thin coating, and then you do your texture. You use it with the orange float, and then with the green floater to get this kind of texture. Look right here. See, you get this with the floater. But look it, it's already built in. Now, can we zoom in here? You can see how it's concave. That just means this is the first coating, okay? And then we just build it up. Look at that. And now remember, this is a plastic coating. Look at that. See, I just build it up. I build it up level to this. So this is what's great about it. See, I got it thick. And then I'm just gonna build it up. Look at that. Build it up. And then I have to smooth it out. Remember right here, this is the second pass. I just see right here, it's not. There, a little bit better. And then we just keep building it up until we achieve the level, the thickness. Again, this is a rubbery base. It will expand and contract like a rubber band with the heat and cold. If you want to know where to get this stuff, you're gonna have to notify me in the comment section, because this is not sold to the general public, but I could get it for you. Look at that. See, it's still low right here, but this is just my first coating, first pass, and then you flare it out from the edges. See, look at that for a first pass. All right, now this one's gonna be a hard one, so come in here closer so you can get a good shot of me. This one, now you see here how it's still open gap. So by ripping, I would rip the whole thing up. Remember, this is a rubbery compound. So I'm gonna shove it out here just like concrete. Shove it up underneath. This is your first move. Now, the compound is going underneath it, you see? It's creating a bond between the top layer and the layer that was cut open. See? Shove it in there. And we do that all around the edges first. Right here. See? We're going in between. That's the first step. See, push that product right in there. See that? You don't have to be a professional, but when you use professional products, there's a spider there. When you use professional products, the end result makes you look like a professional. This thing is making me look like I've been doing this all my life, 20 years. This is the first time I do this. See that? Push it in there. That's the first thing you do. All around the edge. Don't worry about the middle. The middle is easy. See? Push that product inside, in between those layers. And then the nice part, you see this brush? This is the cheapest brush you could buy at Home Depot. Right there, get this. I think I paid like $2 for this brush. Okay, see? Now we got all that done. And we just finished the middle part. Okay, so you can get a close-up here of me doing this. And like I said, this is just the first layer. Don't worry about getting it level with this. You got to build it up. See that? And of course, you got to let it harden a little bit, let it dry. You can't expect to build up your layers when it's soft and wet. It'll just fall out. This is just like working concrete. Now, like I said, this is not like concrete. See, you lay it on thick, and it helps if it dries up a little bit. See, right here. tell you the honest truth, this is my first time doing it. I was kind of worried that I didn't know what I'm doing, but you can see here, I'm gonna have to let this dry because it's not letting me build up, but that's reasonable. Okay, let's go back over here. Let's do a little touch test. Let's do it here. Still tacky, see that? Still tacky. So we're gonna have to let this dry a little bit. You might have to buy a new brush. I only bought one, but look at the results. Let me see here. Okay, look at the results there. You see? Look how that looks. You can see a little indentation here. Like I said, this is just the first coating. Come on, you guys. You can't expect to do this on the first pass. Look at right here. You see how I got this buildup? It all looks natural. You don't like that buildup, just touch it with the brush again. And then here, this was real bad. This was scary for me. You can see how low it is right here. You see how low? It's the first pass. Come on, you guys. And then over there. Now, let me see here. I'm getting this. See. Let me put it here. For those of you who still don't understand. Underneath here, there's where it was packed with this product to join the top of the wall here to the new plaster, because you could keep peeling this, and I could have peeled this all the way up, got rid of everything, but you don't want to do that. That's why you see this indentation, you could see it, you see. But all that would be fixed with buildup. Just let it dry, put it in there to coating, let it dry, put it in there to coating if it needs it, let it dry, put it in there to coating, and then you have it build up flush to the wall like this one here. See, this didn't require that much. See? This one didn't require much, it's flush to the wall. This one needs just a little bit more right there. And it'll become flush to the wall. Now, what's recommended is using this with a spray can, air compressor. You don't need that. You see that? I did it with a brush. And look at, you can see the results here. You don't need a spray can. You don't need to buy even a Harbor Freight, the $39.99 sprayer. You don't need it. Look at this, is an excellent, good product. I'll show it to you again if I can. There we go. But look, see this? I'm telling you, you cannot get this stuff. This is only sold to the industry. You got to have a business license. You got to have all that. I have all that. You cannot get this stuff, but if you contact me, I can get it for you if you like. But again, a lot of you are not gonna do that, not gonna take advantage of that. But you can see how what a $2 brush at Home Depot can fix your problems. And the great part about it, you gotta understand this part. Stucco is made out of cement, Portland cement with sand, and the stucco material, that is mostly concrete cracks. This would never crack because this is elastic. It's like a rubber. You could see here, look, you cannot do this with regular paint. See? This is elasticity. The problem what happened here, water right here got in between the walls and it ballooned out. It pushed out. You see? It pushed out from the back side. That's why they caused it to blister. You cannot get this paint chip with standard paint. Okay? You cannot even do that with the cement or stucco repair, stucco powder. You mix it and you apply it. Like I said, you apply it on with a trowel. A trowel. And then you let it dry. You come back, you put a thin set of stucco in there. You let it semi-dry. You get your orange sponge and you float it in. You flare out the edges. Then get the green sponge or the green floater, dip it in water, and sand it with the water, with the green floater. You're exposing the sand. The sand is what gives you this texture. All right, look at this paint. Is a primer. It's a primer. Already has the texture built in there. It has elasticity. It's rubber with the heat. Let me show you the heat. Right there. See that? Right there. That's the sun. The sun heats it up. Heat expands. At night, it gets cold, contracts. There's where you get your cracks. This is rubber. This will expand, contracts, keep going. And it will never crack. Why? Because it's rubber. Alright? This is the difference between doing it this way with the correct kind of product available on the market. See, the problem is a lot of this stuff you don't know about. And contractors, they don't know about. So what do? They rely on what the market has been doing for generations, years. Cement, plaster, stucco, and floating it. That's how the industry does it. Anything wrong with that? No. But what's the major byproduct of that? Cracks. You ask anybody who does concrete work and they'll tell you, you get cracks. You get a little hairline fracture, cracks. And how you solve those little cracks? You paint over it. That's what they tell you. Use a latex paint. But even a latex paint does not give you this. Look at this paint chip. Compare this paint chip with what you have. Because you don't have this. This is Texaco. See? Alright. So, let me end this video here because this is the first layer. I gotta let it dry, then I build it up again. Let it dry, then I build it up again. Because it's not critical. I'm gonna wash this. Look, I can even scrape it on here. It's not gonna hurt it. You see that? This will not hurt it. It's cleaning my brush. I gotta paint the whole wall anyways because I want to make sure, because this paint here is, I don't know, it might be 20 years old. So by painting the whole wall here, it would blend in and match with the new, same color paint, but a newer paint up against, this has been faded with the sun, you see. So if I paint the whole thing with a roller, it would look brand new. Alright, so just want to tell you, I'm going to use the same brush because look, I'm going to clean it better with water and I don't have to buy another $2 brush. I don't know, here's the tag. I'm pretty sure it was $2, but you don't want to save money, go ahead and go to Home Depot and buy 2 or 3 more brushes. Alright, so there you go. That's how you repair a wall. You own your own house. Why pay hundreds, several hundreds, let's make that clear, several hundreds or even thousands of dollars to repair a stucco damaged wall when there's products out there? Even, hey, this is my first time doing this in over, I don't know, 20 years. because my dad and my uncle, they were into construction, and you know, I even built one house and one garage. The garage from the concrete foundation all the way up to the roof, I built that. Inside the house, we built the whole frame. It was a rental house, and the tenants, they were dirty pigs. They had cockroaches everywhere, so we had to tear down all the drywall. We tore down everything to the studs, and we built that house back up. So, yeah, I know about construction, but I went into manufacturing. But I'm telling you here, products. You don't know what's available on the market because you don't have access to it. That's why here in Skunkworks, I tell you, manufacturing, there's a lot of stuff. Look, you seen all those fighter jets, the B-1 bomber on my intro? That has a windshield glass. You have a pilot. The pilot has to see. Tell me, that glass gets dirty. How do they maintain that glass clean? How do they make sure when you're flying up in the atmosphere, you have dust particles, clouds, moisture, everything gets on the glass? How come your car down here, same thing, gets so filthy dirty, the glass? And those jet fighters, their windshield, they don't have windshield wipers. That glass has to maintain clean. There's a product out there, and I have it. Why do I have it? Because I was in the manufacturing business. Look at my intro. I did work on the B-1 bomber. You don't think I've had access to those products? And those products are not sold to the general public, not to you. But me, I could still get it because I have my business license. I have my company still available on the books. They know me. They know my company. I'm still able to get the product. All right. So it keeps your glass clean. It keep it clean. A lot of you guys have never been up close to one of those fighter jets. They're very high up. And even with a step ladder, you can't reach it. All right, so like I said, repairing your wall can be easy if you have the right product. Do you have to be a professional? No. You just need the right product. All right, this is Jay from the Skunkworks signing off. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ask me questions. You own a house, you have this kind of damage on your wall. And what are you doing about it? You're doing nothing. Why? Because it costs too much to hire somebody to repair it for you. That's why you don't do nothing. You just saw me repair that. Can you do that? Can you open a can? Can you open a can? Can you get a cheap brush? The cheapest brush Home Depot sells. Can you repair that? Only if you have the right product. Give me an email. Give me a subscription. Sign up. Subscribe. Hit that like button. If you don't hit that like button, I'm not talking to you. I'm not giving you any information. Because you're not hitting the like button. By hitting the like button, it helps the channel grow. If you don't help the channel grow, why should I help you? Tell me that. All right. So now I'm getting tired. It's hot. You see me sweating. And you saw how hard I work repairing the wall. If you think you can't do that, well, you can't go to the toilet, do your business, and clean yourself. Because that's harder than doing this. I'm not kidding. All right.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the
Now a word from our sponsor. Hey, welcome to the course of forklift certification. Getting your license to drive a forklift. So you want to drive a forklift for a living, alright? So number one item you need to keep in mind is safety. So you got your earplugs, and let's get our safety glasses on here. Alright, so what you'll learn in this course is, if you want to think of it as the DMV written test, the same principle. There's a book that I would display, and I would go over all the details that you need to know. Now, it would go into great detail about different types of classes of forklift and all of this. It will be all explained in the course. And you must attain 80% passable. So the way I'm going to run the course is I'm going to go through the whole book with you. And at the end, you'll have a test. And you'll take the test and see if you can score above 80%. If you don't, then you to review it, go back, and take the test again. Once you feel more comfortable, then you to apply to one of these state agencies that are run through Cal OSHA, and you can even do something. They have courses available online. Take the test, you pass, and then you have to go to the facility and do a drivable test. Just like in DV, you do the written test, and then you have to do a driving test. And basically, the driving test is just you sit on the forklift, you do a figure 8, you drive backwards, and you pick up a load. If you're one of those trash can dumpsters, you pick it up and drive backwards a little bit, and then put it in a certain area. And it's that simple and easy. But you are required to do the written test and a driving test. So what I'm offering you here is the written test. It's the natural test. Just like in the DMV, you do the written test. This explains everything you need to know. So when you take the real test, it'll be a piece of cake for you. So I want to wish you good luck, and I hope you take the course. Thank you. Okay, so here's the forklift I was driving in reverse right there. Had to go over the fence, clear these two pump units, do a 180 turn, and lay the pipes down there. So you can see how big and heavy these pipes are. There's 3 of them. And they were stacked on the truck. 2 on the bottom and 1 on top. So this is what the other guy was kind of sketchy, and he was struggling, and that's why I took over on the forklift to lay them down right here. So that's what you do. You don't sit there and watch the guy drop the load. You help out. Help yourself get the job that you want, driving forklift. This book will help you so much. Get it now on Amazon.com, and you'll be happy you did so.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming.